So you have to behave yourself.
Okay, well, hi everyone.
Hello.
Welcome to our next video, which is to do with the kitchen cupboards. This one, there was a lot of thinking and changing and persuading because space is very tight. Yeah. And actually the planning for the kitchen, the drawers and that was one of the first things that we started with, where Hanneke laid out on the dining room table all her pots and pans and everything. And that was almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so when John came and said, well, what were you thinking and how does this work? It was like, I really can't remember. I'd sort of planned it, but I hadn't taken any photos. But we did use a lot of it, I think.
Yeah, I think it's turned out to be much of what you had planned.
What we had planned.
As I say, like anything with the van, space is tight. So we've got to make do with what we can.
But
there.
I think you added an extra drawer, which I wasn't expecting. So I think
yeah, I had to add an extra drawer. I can't remember why.
We actually did the kitchen like months ago.
Yeah.
But
well, the other problem with it was the water filter. Yeah, it's the whole 3D puzzle of everything, trying to fit everything together. And the water filters are directly behind the drawers. So that changed the sizes of them as well.
And it got a complaint from our daughter saying that there's not enough space in the back or something.
Yeah, when you make drawers, you're supposedly supposed to leave some air compression space behind the drawer. But to me, that was just a waste of space. And besides, I didn't know about it until I'd actually made the drawers and then got this comment. But because it's not a totally enclosed area or volume, it actually doesn't matter. So I think that's basically all about the kitchen that we've got to say. Nothing peculiar about it. You can go, Hanneke will take you through and show you all the different aspects of the building of it.
You'll see that we haven't done the kitchen counter because the kitchen counter is actually kitchen top.
Yeah.
Is a completely different entity, and it's actually, I'm busy working on it at the moment. It's going to be another long video because there's actually a lot of work involved in that. Just on an aside, we are now back into summer. Our average temperature at the moment is in the high 30s. It's still all right, but it is getting hot. As the van is still taking so long and it's taking a couple of months, I reckon, before it's going to be ready.
Yeah.
We've postponed our whole Europe trip. We're looking at leaving maybe in November.
But we also still don't have a definite path out of here. We think we might have one. We're busy talking to people around the area, and I think in the next week or 3 we should be a lot more confident on being able to get out of here.
Yeah.
But nothing's guaranteed at the moment. And if we are postponing it that long, well, maybe other paths will open up as well.
Yeah.
So who knows?
So we're not in a particular rush yet. The reason why we want to leave in November is because we don't want to do the whole of Europe in autumn and winter. So if we delay it a little bit, we'll do some of Europe in winter and hopefully catch the spring and early summer next year, which seems like a really long way away, but time is going really quickly.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough from us for now.
Enough waffling now.
Yeah.
Here's the video for you to watch.
All
Hope
right.
you enjoy it.
Bye.
Bye. Video.
But what you doing?
I'm cutting the frame for the kitchen cupboard. No, not the main kitchen stand. Right now what I'm doing is actually, I've cut them, I just want to even them out. So Make sure they're all exactly the same length. And I'll take a millimetre off. So those are the parts of the main kitchen stand. Now I need to assemble it all, and I'll assemble some of it before I assemble it all. Some of it is going to have high pressure laminate in, so I'll put some of it together and then cut the laminate off. There, and we need a bit of a spacer here to attach it to the aluminium. That will fit because of this. I'm putting glue in the groove so that I can then push the laminate into this. I'm going to take a chance on this because I'm going to put that laminate in this groove, but because it doesn't fill the whole opening, only fills half of it, I'm going to rivet everything together first and then put some glue in, then put it in and just slide it the last bit here, because I can bend it to get it in. So I'm going to take a chance that it'll work.
And if it doesn't?
Then there'll be a lot of cursing and swearing. Glue the two pieces together so that they don't rattle.
Is this the back side now that's going to the door? Is it
This is going to be exposed to the outside. So this is the part you will actually see. Weighs 5 kilos.
Are you leaving that overnight now?
I think so, yeah. Let it set as much as we can. The glue in between the laminate is not going to set that easily because the laminate is airtight. So I have to leave it for a fair amount of time. But it will set on the ridge here because that's exposed.
Okay.
Okay, me in the kitchen.
Yes. You look as if you're in a shop. Can
Yeah.
I buy something?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Soon.
Okay. All right.
Soon we'll be open for business.
Okay.
So I've put in these two sliders for the bottom drawer. I've made the drawer. I just haven't assembled it all yet. I'm waiting for my glue to set and dry. And then I'll test that. In the meantime, I've put in the next two brackets, extension brackets here. So, and now I'm about to attach these two sliders for the next drawer up. Just for logistics, the bottom drawer will be reasonably big, the middle drawer will be even bigger, and then we'll have two smaller drawers up top here. And that's because over here will be the water filters and the sink. So it's trying to take those all into account. But the nice thing about that is they are 2 inches shorter, and so they fit onto these pillars here. So I don't need extensions for them. So right now it's trying to line up these, and because they're drawers and need to go in and out easily, they need to be absolutely parallel and in all manner. So we've now got the sides of the drawers done. We need to put angles on and join them all together. The slats, leftovers of the slats from the roof, happen to fit perfectly in here to hold the aluminium up while I drill it. I'll drill a pilot hole through here. The screws which I'm using are 4mm screws, and ideally I actually need a 3.5mm bit, but I've only got a 3mm, and to go and get a new bit means a 1.25 hour drive. So I'll using that bit and just do a bit of hand PT with it to get it to work. Right, we've packed up those tools, and here we are with the next set of medium to cut the laminate to fit in here. So that's a 0.8, 42.2, so 42.9. Before we do that, let's check that this is square. So I've set up the saw, and because this is not exact and the actual bench is a little small, I can't put a guide on it, so I'm going to have to cut that by hand. Okay, next step with the kitchen. I've made the bottoms of the drawers. I've attached the sliders to it. Now, this slider, I had intended for the drawer to be deeper than what it is. So you can see if I move to the side, the drawer actually comes out. The back of the drawer comes beyond the front of the kitchen. So this now goes back, and if we pull the top one out, you can see at the back. I'm going to put, if we look at this drawer, I'm going to put a panel up here to extend the depth of the drawer. The profile which I could get was only one depth, which is 10 centimeters. And that drawer is 30 centimeters. So, whoopsie, excuse the bang. To make use of it, I'm going to build the sides up using laminate. I'm going to put that on the sides. And with the front of the drawer here, this will fit on there. Okay, so that's my job for the day, is to fit the front on. What I'm going to do that with is I've taken 3mm angle, this is aluminium, and I cut strips of it to make brackets. And so these brackets will then fit this way. What I'm going to do is put one bracket that way and one that way, but I will attach them on the inside of the drawer so that when I put the laminate on the outside, it's flush. There are no screws which are giving me grief. And so this one will attach onto the door and hold the door on there. I've got to put it on fairly securely because if we look at the bottom drawer, it takes quite a bit of force to pull it out. These have got soft close mechanisms on it, but that soft close does tend to hold it in, so you've got to pull against a spring. Once you get beyond that, then it slides quite easily. The bottom drawer doesn't slide as easily as these. Come here. Once this is beyond the soft close, then it slides easily because of the sizing. I may still adjust the bottom, but we'll see how the mood goes. So the next thing is, as I said, to attach the front of these two drawers. This drawer, I haven't made the drawer yet. I've made the front, but I'm waiting for sliders because we adjusted the design of the drawers slightly so I can put another drawer in here. So once that's done, it'll be the same. All of these you can see, as I said, I had to adjust the bottom drawer. If you look at the bottom inside there, it goes so that the back of it, when it's extended up, will still not bash into my water filter. And these sliders are all detachable, so once everything is in place, I can, at the moment there's a stop on it, I can detach it and take this drawer right out, which then means I'll be able to get into work on the filters if I need, well, not if I need to, I will need to change filters, but I can at least get in there. So that's where we are at the moment. The door for the cupboard has been made, and that also then needs to be fitted. to put a drain hole in for the sink, and to do that we've got to drill a hole through, but we've got to make sure that when we drill through we don't hit the chassis underneath. So this is what this is all about, is we've got a line here which is parallel to the van itself, it should be to the chassis. Okay, so take that out, I don't think we'll need that again. So then I want the hole I think that's the hole. Okay, that's where we want it. So from there, from that edge, from that line, it's 120 millimeters. Okay. So what we do is we'll take this and
from the
we put it, is it now perpendicular here to that line?
Yeah.
It's hanging perpendicular. Okay, and if we move it out just that free bit, so it's hanging freely. Now the van's a bit of an angle, so we've just got to be careful to take that into account. Okay, so from that's 120 on the line, and from the inside edge here we are 90 mil.
Okay.
So
to the line.
To the line.
Okay.
So
That's 210.
210.
From the edge.
So from that edge we want to come in 210.
210.
Okay. And we want to go back then that distance. Haven't got the tape measure up there somewhere. From this edge to the middle there is 56 centimeters. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got to come in 210 and back 56. Okay. So, Liam,
Make it.
you good at sleeping under there?
Would you do 55 because of the angle of the van?
No, I'd make it 57 then, because this is hanging this way.
Yeah, 57.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing is to Are you perpendicular to the angle?
Put this on the side. But it has to be in front of it.
Oh, yeah.
Is 210 in between the two brackets then? You've got two channels coming down the van, which are the chassis.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in between.
Okay. So mark that.
Can you give me that ruler?
Okay. I've got I think a 5mm drill to drill as a pilot hole, because if it's wrong,
Then you can.
it's not too much to fill up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And once that pilot hole is correct, then we'll put the hole saw on. And the hole saw, the arbor of the hole saw is 6mm. So it will still follow that 5mm hole.
You're saying your diameter for your pipe is 30?
Yeah, yeah. Now, it's actually 32. The hole saw that I've got is 30. Okay, so I'm going to have to open it up a little bit once it's done. But we've now got the right place there. And yeah, I can use the files, the rotary file.
Yeah.
to open up a bit as I need it. I most probably will, because if I can get a grommet to put around there, so that because the pipe is plastic, when it goes through the floor, I don't want it rubbing on the metal. It'll wear through. So, okay, well that's it. Let's move this over this side. Dan, can you check that I'm perpendicular to the wall?
Okay.
And Leon, can you check? You can use the set square. Check that I'm perpendicular. Oh, Liam. Really?
Wait, this way.
Yes. Now Dan is checking that with the wall.
Okay.
I want you to check that. Hold there. Away a bit. So that I can. Is that perpendicular? I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Am I on the mark?
No.
Close to it. The thing is, I could feel it pulling to the side.
But you're in a clear, there's nothing.
No, okay, then come there and have a look.
There's nothing.
You're gonna use the boards.
That's okay.
Because
Bending.
the ruler was straight as much as we could, but the van was like that. Ruler was straight, so if you were to measure, you probably would get it on where the hole came out.
Okay.
It's
I'm going to have
slightly
my
forward.
coffee. You go. Okay. So this is where we've come through there. And that's fine because my pipe can come behind the spring arch here and then go back to the grey water tank, which will be at the back. So I can roll through. I think I'm going to do it from the top. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to drill the hole through. I've got a 30mm hole saw on here. But this is the worst part, is drilling holes in the van. Am I perpendicular?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
It's not completely round.
It'll bite you. So, the filings. No, it's straight enough. The pipe's flexible. Sorry? Oh, okay, Liam, pass the pipe through. Still not. Okay, I'm going to open it up a bit more. Okay, do you want to try this? Do you want to pass it to him? Just to widen it a little bit. Be careful. The slower it goes, the better. Not that slow. You can take some off all around, Dan, because if I'm going to put a grommet around that, I need extra space there anyway.